Your special person's ex took your photo to a psychic, and she went mad when the psychic said you are my beloved child. Don't skip, because what you are about to hear is not an ordinary story. It began with a decision that nobody expected. Your special person's ex was so desperate for answers that they took your photo to someone who claimed they could see beyond what most people notice. They expected to hear something comforting, something that would erase every fear they had been carrying. Instead, the room fell completely silent. The expression on the reader's face changed in an instant, as if they had noticed something impossible to ignore. Your photo remained on the table for several long moments, and no one spoke. Then came a sentence that changed everything. This person carries a presence that cannot be ignored. Those words echoed through the room, and from that second forward, nothing felt the same. The ex could not believe what they had just heard. They kept asking the same question again and again, hoping the answer would somehow change, but it never did. Stay till the end, because the next detail explains why their confidence disappeared so quickly. Something huge is waiting for you, and every second of this story leads to the revelation that nobody saw coming. What happened next was even stranger. Instead of looking at your photo only once, the reader studied it again with unusual focus, noticing details that seemed to reveal a story of resilience, kindness, and an inner strength that many people overlook at first glance. The more they observed, the quieter the room became. The ex expected to hear flaws, weaknesses, or reasons they could still compete for your special person's attention. But that never happened. Instead, they were told that your greatest quality was not something visible on the outside, it was the calm confidence that quietly changes the people around you. Those words were enough to shake every assumption they had been holding on to. Suddenly, they realized that comparisons would never bring the answers they wanted. Don't skip, because the most surprising moment has not happened yet. There is one final statement that completely changed the direction of that conversation, and once you hear it, you will understand why the atmosphere shifted so dramatically. Just when everyone believed the conversation was over, the reader slowly placed your photo back on the table and shared one last observation. They said that some people enter another person's life for only a season, while others leave a lasting mark because of the hope, peace, and authenticity they bring. Hearing that was enough to leave the ex speechless. They had expected certainty in their own favor, but instead they walked away questioning everything they thought they knew. From that moment on, they stopped looking at your photo the same way, because they realized they had underestimated the quiet impact one genuine person can have. But that is only the beginning of this story. There is one hidden detail about what happened after they left that room. A detail no one expected and that changed everything once again. Stay till the end, because the next chapter uncovers the decision that followed, and it is far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. Something huge is waiting for you. A strange silence followed after they walked out, but that silence did not bring peace. It only made the questions louder. Your special person's ex kept replaying every single word they had heard, trying to convince themselves that it was only an opinion. Yet the more they tried to ignore it, the more impossible it became. They even looked at your photo again, searching for something ordinary, something that would prove the entire experience meant nothing. But instead, they found themselves wondering why your presence seemed impossible to forget. Don't skip, because what happened next completely changed their perspective. They thought the story had ended inside that room, but in reality, that was only where everything truly began. Stay till the end, because the next discovery left them questioning every decision they had ever made. Something huge is waiting for you. Hours later, an unexpected conversation took place. Someone close to them noticed they were unusually quiet and asked what had happened. At first, they refused to answer. But eventually, they admitted that they had heard something they never expected. They confessed that the reader did not describe you as someone who wins through competition or force. Instead, they described you as someone whose sincerity naturally draws people closer over time. Those words echoed in their mind again and again. For the first time, they realized that genuine connections cannot be replaced by jealousy or comparison. That realization unsettled them more than anything else. The confidence they once carried slowly gave way to uncertainty, because deep inside they knew they could not change what had already begun to grow between two hearts that truly understood each other. Don't skip, because an even greater revelation is only moments away. Before the day was over, one final thought refused to leave their mind. They began asking themselves why your name kept appearing in conversations, why your presence seemed to leave such a lasting impression, and why every attempt to dismiss you only made them think about you more. That unanswered question became impossible to escape. They realized that some people are remembered because of what they possess, while others are remembered because of the peace they bring into someone's life. And according to everything they had just heard, you belonged to the second group. That truth changed the way they looked at the past, the present, and what might happen next. But they still had no idea that another unexpected meeting was about to reveal a secret far bigger than the first one. Stay till the end, because the next chapter uncovers the one statement they never wanted to hear, and once it is spoken, nothing will ever feel the same again. Something huge is waiting for you. Everything became even more unexpected the very next morning. The questions that had refused to leave their mind only grew stronger. They convinced themselves there had to be another explanation, another reason why your photo had created such an unusual reaction. But no matter how many possibilities they imagined, they always returned to the same unforgettable words. They realized that what had shaken them was not a prediction, it was the description of the kind of person you were believed to be. That thought stayed with them everywhere they went. Don't skip, because the next discovery changed the entire direction of this story. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the biggest revelation has still not been revealed. Later that day, they quietly began asking questions about you. They expected to hear stories that would make them feel relieved, but the opposite happened. One person described your patience. Another spoke about your loyalty. Someone else mentioned how you naturally encouraged people without asking for anything in return. Every answer sounded different, yet they all pointed toward the same conclusion. The image they had created in their own mind no longer matched reality. For the first time, they understood why your special person had never completely forgotten your presence. It was never about being louder than everyone else. It was about leaving an impression that continued long after every conversation had ended. The more they listened, the more uneasy they became. Don't skip, because the next moment uncovered something they never thought they would have to face. As the sun began to set, they finally admitted something to themselves that they had been avoiding from the very beginning. They could compete with appearances, opinions, and temporary attention, but they could never compete with authenticity. That realization was heavier than they expected, because deep inside they knew genuine character cannot be copied. Your special person had seen something within you that could not be explained in a few simple words, and now even the X was beginning to understand why. But just when they believed they had accepted the truth, an unexpected message arrived from someone connected to your special person. That message contained one sentence so surprising that it erased every remaining doubt in an instant. Stay till the end, because the next chapter reveals exactly what those words were, and once they are spoken, this story takes its most unbelievable turn yet. Something huge is waiting for you. The message arrived at the exact moment they believed the mystery was finally over. Their hands hesitated before opening it, almost as if they already knew it would confirm everything they had been trying to deny. The words were surprisingly simple, yet they carried an emotional weight that was impossible to ignore. The message explained that your special person had never been searching for someone perfect, they had been searching for someone genuine, someone whose kindness remained the same even when nobody was watching. The moment those words were read, every conversation from the past suddenly made sense. The strange silence in the reader's room, the unexpected reaction, the growing uncertainty, all of it connected like pieces of a puzzle. Don't skip, because the next few moments reveal why this realization completely changed the way the X looked at you. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this story is about to reach a turning point that no one expected. Instead of reacting with anger, something far more surprising happened. The X became unusually quiet. For the first time, they stopped comparing themselves to you and started reflecting on their own journey. They realized they had spent so much time trying to understand why your special person kept remembering you that they had forgotten to ask a much deeper question: what made your presence so unforgettable in the first place? That question followed them everywhere. Every memory they revisited seemed to point toward the same answer. It was never about grand gestures or dramatic moments. It was about the quiet consistency, the calm energy, and the sincere way you made people feel valued without expecting recognition. They slowly understood that respect, trust, and genuine care create a connection that cannot be replaced by temporary excitement. Don't skip, because the final revelation of this chapter is unlike anything that has happened so far. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Then came the moment that no one could have predicted. Days after everything had unfolded, the X looked at your photo one final time, not with jealousy, not with frustration, but with a completely different understanding. They finally accepted that the reader had never been talking about luck or impossible mysteries. The message had always been about the lasting impact of character, authenticity, and the quiet confidence that naturally inspires trust. In that single moment, they let go of the belief that competing with you would ever change the past. They realized that some people are remembered because they create noise, while others are remembered because they leave peace behind wherever they go, and according to everything they had experienced, you belong to the second kind. That truth became impossible to ignore. Yet, just when they thought there was nothing left to discover, another unexpected detail surfaced. Someone revealed that your special person had quietly made a decision long before anyone noticed, a decision that had been hidden from almost everyone. It explained why certain doors had never truly closed and why certain memories had refused to disappear. The X had no idea this secret existed, and when they finally learned about it, they stood completely speechless, realizing that the biggest chapter of this story had not happened in the reader's room at all. It was still waiting to unfold. Don't skip, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and what happens next will connect every unanswered question from the very beginning in a way nobody could have imagined. A few days passed, but the hidden decision refused to stay hidden forever. Small details began appearing one after another, almost as if every unanswered question had been waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself. Your special person became noticeably calmer, more thoughtful, and less influenced by the opinions surrounding them. Those who had expected confusion instead witnessed quiet confidence. The X noticed this change immediately and could not understand what had caused such a dramatic shift. The answer was not found in rumors or dramatic conversations, it was found in clarity. Your special person had finally stopped listening to fear and started trusting what they had always felt deep inside. That realization changed everything. Don't skip, because the next revelation explains why this story was never really about the past. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you, and the truth is far greater than anyone imagined. Every step had been leading toward this exact moment, yet almost nobody recognized it while it was happening. The more the X observed from a distance, the more obvious it became that genuine connections grow stronger when they are built on honesty instead of uncertainty. That understanding slowly replaced every doubt they had been carrying. Then an unexpected conversation took place between your special person and someone they deeply trusted. They were asked a simple question: if everything became quiet tomorrow, who would still remain important to you? There was no hesitation before the answer came. They didn't speak about popularity, attention, or temporary emotions. Instead, they described someone whose presence brought comfort even during life's most uncertain seasons. Someone whose actions had always spoken louder than promises. Someone whose character remained steady when circumstances changed. Those words echoed far beyond that conversation. The X never expected to hear that kind of answer, and for the first time, they stopped trying to rewrite the story in their own mind. They understood that real admiration cannot be forced, and real trust cannot be borrowed. It is earned through countless small moments that most people never notice. Don't skip. Because the final moments of this chapter reveal the hidden piece that has been missing since the very beginning. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and it is closer than ever. As everything slowly came together, one final realization stood above all the rest. The reader's unexpected reaction, the growing uncertainty, the quiet conversations, and every surprising discovery had all pointed toward the same lesson from the very beginning. Your value had never depended on proving yourself to anyone. It had always been reflected through the peace, consistency, and authenticity you naturally carried wherever you went. Even the X could no longer deny what had become impossible to ignore. They finally accepted that some people leave memories that fade with time, while others leave an influence that quietly continues to grow. Yet the greatest surprise was still waiting. Unknown to almost everyone, your special person had already been preparing for a heartfelt conversation that could change the direction of this entire journey. They had chosen the right moment carefully, saying nothing until they felt completely certain. No one saw that decision being made, and that is exactly why its impact would be so powerful. The next chapter begins at the very moment that conversation is about to happen, and when the first words are finally spoken, every mystery that has followed this story from the beginning will connect in a way that leaves everyone speechless. Don't skip, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The moment finally arrived. After holding back for so long, your special person realized that silence was no longer protecting anyone, it was only delaying the truth. Before saying a single word, they took a deep breath and reflected on everything that had happened over the past weeks. Every unexpected event, every confusing conversation, and every emotional twist had led them to one simple conclusion: some connections become stronger because they survive uncertainty instead of being destroyed by it. Don't skip, because what happened next surprised even the people who thought they already knew the whole story. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The ex, who had once been convinced that everything could be controlled, suddenly realized they were only watching from the outside while a completely different chapter was quietly unfolding. For the first time, they stopped searching for answers in other people and accepted that the truth had been visible all along. When your special person finally spoke from the heart, there were no dramatic promises or impossible words. Instead, they shared something far more meaningful. They admitted that certain people leave an impression that time cannot erase, not because of perfect moments, but because of the peace they bring into everyday life. They explained that genuine trust is built slowly, through honesty, patience, and countless small actions that often go unnoticed. Those words carried a quiet power that filled the room with emotion. Anyone listening could feel that this conversation was different from every conversation that had come before it. The ex heard about those words later, and instead of reacting with disbelief, they simply lowered their head. Deep inside, they understood exactly why those feelings had never disappeared. Don't skip, because the final revelation changes everything once again. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. As the day came to an end, it became clear that this journey had never been about proving who was better. It had always been about recognizing what is real. Every surprising moment, from the photo being examined, to the unforgettable words that followed, to the quiet realization that changed every perspective, had been guiding everyone toward the same destination. Your special person no longer felt confused. The ex no longer felt certain. And you stood at the center of a story that had transformed more lives than anyone expected. But one final surprise remained hidden. Someone close to your special person had been quietly planning a meeting that could bring every unanswered emotion into the open. No one knows exactly how that meeting will unfold, but one thing is certain: once those first words are exchanged, this entire story will reach its most unforgettable moment. Don't skip, stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you, and the final chapter is closer than ever.